Hello, my name is Jeffrey Daniel. I'm the founding member of the R&B group Shalamar, choreographer, producer, director, and it's me. My experience in Nigeria is it's very interesting because I'm watching a country that is always on the brink of either tilting this way or being the greatest, or tilting this way or being the greatest. And all I see is potential. Everywhere I look, I see potential. Nigerians are some of the most resilient people on the planet. I'm impressed by the music industry, the book authors, the fashion industry. I mean, they're making leaps and bounds in every area. I grew up a dancer on the Soul Train television show, and we're doing a succession of dances like locking, the robot, the whacking, all these things. Then the electric boogaloos came along with body popping, and that's where the backslide originally came from. What I did was, I was performing on stage with Shalamar at the time, so I wanted to do it all the way across the stage. I put the long strides into it and perfected it, and I pioneered the dance. Then Michael Jackson was watching me do it. I started doing it on Soul Train in 1979. Then I did it in the UK on Top of the Pops in '82. We taught Michael in 1980. He finally did it in 1983 for the Motown 25th for the first time. He did it in 1983. And of course, I became his choreographer. I choreographed the Bad video, Smooth Criminal. I worked with him over a 20-year period on different projects. And so it was very humbling to see my contribution to the dance world become a phenomena and a global phenomena. And still today, you see performances, TV commercials, people on social media doing it. And I'm impressed what the younger generation are doing with the dance and the directions they've taken it to and how they built on it. It's amazing. I have so many, because I worked with Michael over a 20-year period. So there's so many experiences there. But I think just watching his working ethics, because when we're working on a project, Michael doesn't go, okay, I'm tired, let's stop. He goes, you want to go more? You want to do more? Let's go. Even after he made Thriller, right? Thriller is the biggest selling album in history. Now we're working on the Bad album, right? So, and he's still trying to work as hard as he did before the Thriller album. He never rested. He never laid back on his laurels. He was always continuing to do, even up until the time he was putting the This Is It tour together, right? The reason why he was calling it This Is It was because he didn't want to tour the world anymore. He was going to do a residency in Las Vegas, and everyone was now going to come to him, the way Sammy Davis Jr. did before him, Frank Sinatra, and those Elvis Presley, those type of people. So that's what he was going to do. But I learned a lot from him in the industry as well, you know, and just working with Michael, because he works with the best people, the best production you ever see, and even though I'm teaching him some things, I'm learning at the same time, so. That's a difficult question, because in today's world, with the technology that's available to people, that they have access to, and now with AI coming along, AI is going to make songs, AI can create any image that you want. So how can I say, the input of creativity is now on a totally different standard now. We did it organically. You know, we had to do it from the nuts and bolts, from the ground up. These kids can do it now technically, you know. So I don't know how that's going to transpire, because we have to wait and see. But with the arrival of social media and AI, it's a whole new ball game. It's a whole new ball game. But it's very interesting at one point, but on another side, it's kind of like, okay, let's see how this is going to go. Wow, that's a very good question. I grew up dancing on Soul Train, which was a television show, predominantly it's a black television show, produced by Don Cornelius, and he also created the Soul Train record label, which became Solar. So that's how I came up, and it was difficult for them in a white America in the 70s and coming up into the 80s. Shalamar, remember when they said we went pop because we sold out the Greek theater and there were a certain amount of white people in the audience. And that was the thing in America. Are we going pop? Going pop, because that means that you crossed the barrier and you broke over. When I went to the UK in 1985, I was hosting 620 Soul Train. It was the first black orientated music show for the UK. And I had the honor of hosting that. So I'm used to breaking barriers and breaking down barriers. And what's happening now is the Nigerian music and dance scene is taking off, and it's taking over the world. So I think having these little obstacles and adversaries in our way, it forces us to do better and be better than it would if we just would have had access to everything. I think having obstacles or challenges, it brings us to our best. And I think that's the way we handle it. Those who, know how to persevere and continue doing what they're doing. That is a very, very good question, and I'm glad you asked that. Because when I came here in 2010, right, the Nigerian music scene was still very, it's kind of almost in its genesis. I'm talking about the modern pop music scene. And then I was seeing some of the people incorporating some things that was going on in America, like using the N-word. And I'm saying, oh my God, come on, Nigerians, don't call yourselves the N-word because you're not that. That's what they are. That's what they want to be. And it's not even something to really be proud of. So I would like to see them continue to be true to themselves, because the story that you tell from where you grew up and what you're doing, that's going to be interesting to the rest of the world. If you're trying to be like Jay-Z or Lil Wayne or Drake or someone, the people are not going to be that impressed with it because they've seen that before and they know what that's about. They don't know your Oshodi story. They don't know your, where you grew up here in Nigeria or what you've been through. So stay true to yourself. And I love it when they use their own vernacular in their songs, and they're putting, of course, the pidgin, but when they put some of their own native languages into it, that even makes it more interesting to the rest of the world. So the rest of the world will be intrigued by who and what you are, not you emulating what you see over there. And I know, of course, along the way, you tend to pick up a little here and there, but still, be true to yourself, because that's what's going to intrigue the rest of the world. I want to be careful in answering this because I don't want to seem as though I'm criticizing them, the new generation, and what they're doing, and that. But I'm not sure about if dancers are lazy or not. But I think it's a bit repetitious. People just the style of choreography I see a lot on stages is just about throwing your hair, this and that, getting in formations, and I'm not sure if they're being really innovative in what they're doing. There's a lot of repetition going on. What I'm seeing happening from here, to me, that's interesting. That intrigues me. That really fast footwork they're doing, and I don't know what they call the dance, but I'm watching it on social media and I'm going, my God, look at these guys go. I'm like, I have to take a step back and go, okay, you guys got that one. That is that's the conundrum, okay? If you want to ask me if I have any African influences or any style, I'm African. I just happen to be born in America. So it's what we took to America with us that makes us what we are. The African rhythms, our dancing, our music, it comes from Africa. It is African. We're one and the same. It's just that we happen to have been taken over there in America about 400 years ago or something like that, but we kept that Africanism within us, and that's what makes us unique Black Americans, is that Africanism that's in our rhythm, it's in our beat, it's in our music, it's in our dance, and it's all so. And I know people tend to, okay, they're Black American, we're African. Genetically, you cannot change your genes in the blood, you know, that's still going to be African. If you're in Australia, if you're in America, if you're in Canada, wherever you are, you're still African. What I'm hearing people doing, Burna Boy, Rema, you know, DeVito, of course, Wiz, Tim's, T-Wall Savage, whatever. And I'm going back to M.I., I'm going back to DeBonge and Mo Hits and Don Jazzy and all that, you know, Cass, Beats, you know, all these things. I've been watching it for a while. And I think as organic as you can keep it, that's what's going to intrigue the rest of the world. And I know they want to get accolades overseas, and they want to emulate the American industry, because that's like the global industry, and they want to be a part of it. But I think them keeping it as true to itself as it can be is going to make the biggest impact. Afrobeat, of course, I thought Afrobeat was what Fela and Femi Kuti were doing, but now they're calling Nigerian popular music Afrobeats, you know. So I don't know how that happened, but anyway, if I'm in London, I'm walking down the street, taxis and cars are going by and they're playing Nigerian music. You know, you go to clubs, they're playing Nigerian music, you know, so it's being played around the world, and it's being exposed, it's exploding. So I think they're doing the right thing, in my mind. I have evolved over the years, and I'm an older person now, and I would like to see my legacy be, my legacy is behind me, and what I've left behind in the dance world, working with, from Soul Train to Michael Jackson to Shalamar to a load of videos that I've choreographed and directed, that's my body of work. But I think I would like my legacy to be bridging the gap between our cultures, between Black America's African, Pan-Africanism, and getting us into keeping our cultures alive and keeping our art alive and keep